Alright, so welcome back to a new video. I wasn't sure if I was going to record today because I just wasn't feeling it, and there wasn't a whole lot to talk about, but I set check-ins this morning. I'm going to throw them up. I was looking pretty good. So a little update on what we've been doing. So last Monday we started depleting 0 carbs. It's actually just 50 grams of carbs on my high days, and moderate days we would do none, and then none on my rest. And we found that I was losing weight pretty quickly, and I was getting in shape. Some big changes in those days, so we started incorporating refeeds. So I went from Monday until the following Monday, so this Monday. So it was last Monday to this Monday with no carbs, and then Monday I did a little refeed, and it was about 200 grams of carbs for the day, and I lost a pound. So that was pretty reassuring. My body is super sensitive right now to carbs, obviously. So yeah, I sent check-ins this morning, and I was down another pound from yesterday. So we increased the T3 from 25 micrograms to 37.5. So that's likely the reason why. We haven't changed cardio or anything like that. So the metabolism is just higher, so I'm burning through more body fat. And yeah, so we sent check-ins this morning. I was big changes. My legs were really lines, and my quads were really coming out. So we decided, let's do another refeed. So this will probably be the last refeed now before peak week. So my goal for this video is to kind of just show you guys what I'm gonna do today for my high day. I'm obviously stoked, man. Like when I get those messages from him saying I can have a high day, it just, you know, makes my day. Yeah, and we have back and hamstrings later on. I'm not gonna record that though, because I already showed you guys a back and hamstring session from last week. So this video is pretty much just gonna be like a high day, full day of eating. In addition to that, I'm gonna do like a little stack reveal. So I'm just gonna discuss some what compounds I've been using, dosages, and kind of how I laid out my cycle for this 20-week prep. Yeah, so I'm gonna dive into that, do a full day of eating on a high day. Just a little bit extra carbs, but it makes for good content and it makes me happy, so I'll definitely record that. But right now it is 8:35. I'm headed in for cardio, so I won't record any of that stuff. You've seen all that before. So the goal is I'm gonna come home after cardio, 60 minutes fasted as per usual, and then I'm going to make meal 1 and then get the video really started and show you guys my full day of eating, and then we'll chat about my stack later on today. All right, see you then. All right, so I just got back from cardio. It is 11 o'clock, a little later than I would normally get meal 1 in, but I don't have to work today until 5, so I slept in a little bit. So let's show you what we're having for meal 1. So we have 45 grams of quick oats, a scoop and a half of, this is the best protein powder you'll ever eat in your life, Limitless Pharma Isolate. Get yours at Synergy. Code Jared saves you 15%. And then we got the peanut butter cup, of course. So we got that in there, the 45 grams of oats, a scoop and a half of peanut butter cup, and then 80 grams of blueberries. So that'll be meal number 1. So that's meal 1. Meal 2, 3, and 4 will be 6 ounces of chicken and 150 grams of jasmine rice cooked. So I didn't get any rice before, so that's a plus. And then after that I have a cream rice meal with protein, and then just 2 eggs and 250 egg whites, so that's a carbless meal. Yeah, so we did a refeed earlier in the week and I lost weight, so hopefully that'll be the trend again this week. I got back in hams at 2:30, so this will fuel that session. And what else have we changed? So we started measuring sodium more regularly. So before I was just doing like a couple sprinkles over my food while it was cooking, but we kind of standardized that now, so I'm doing half a teaspoon with each meal. I was just finding I was getting a little bit of water retention at night, so that helps. Since I started doing that, I haven't had any issues with water retention. Fluid intake has been the same daily, and we cut out using like sugar-free sauces because they have a lot of sweeteners and stuff in it, and it was kind of, I think, also contributing to my water retention. So I stopped doing that, so like no chocolate sauce or anything like that. We're just doing strictly mustard and hot sauce. and it's been pretty good so far. Weight's been dropping, no water retention, so it's exactly what we need right now at 2 weeks out. So I'm gonna eat this meal and then I'll see you again for meal number 2. Alright, so it is currently 12:44. Just getting some meals prepped here now. I just showed you guys, so we got some veggies in the pan here. I'm going to split that up between my 3 chicken meals. 24 ounces of raw weight chicken, which comes out to 6-ounce meals. That's on the go. I got some rice in the cooker there because today's a high day, refeed day, so I get 150 rice per meal, so that's cooking. And then I usually prep a lot of asparagus at one time just because it goes bad pretty quickly. And I'll just leave it in the fridge. So yeah, we got the veggies, the chicken, rice, asparagus, so that will cover my pre-workout meal now in about 20 minutes, and then 2 chicken and rice meals at work. And then when I get home, I'll do an egg meal and a cream of rice and protein meal. So yeah, I'll see you guys when I eat my second meal, and then I'll show you the meals once I get them containered up for work. Alright, so it is 1 o'clock. I'm getting my pre-workout meal here now. Let me show you what I got. So we have 150 rice, some asparagus down there, chicken, and then some mixed veg, so the peppers, mushrooms, and onions. And on that, we're going to do the Frank's Red Hot Buffalo. I wasn't a huge fan of buffalo sauce before, but now it's all I can eat, so I learned to love it. And of course, some mustard. So yeah, all the meals are prepped now. I just got to put them in containers for this evening. I was going to show you guys too the rice I'm using right now. It's so good. So it's the Dainty Calrose. The texture is phenomenal, taste is great. It is a little pricey though, so I don't typically do it in the off season just because of the cost. I mean, you can get like a conventional generic bag of jasmine rice that's 8 kilograms for like 18 bucks. That's 22 for 4 kilos. So it's almost double the price, but it's, you know, I don't get rice often, especially in the latter parts of prep. So I'm using that as a little treat. And yeah, so we're gonna do the sauces, the mustard and hot sauce on that meal. And then I'm gonna container up some more meals and I'll show you guys what it looks like. All right, so it's been a pretty busy few hours since I last checked in with you guys. So it is currently 5:41. I just ate my meal 3 post-workout meal. It was the same as my pre-workout meal, so it was just 6 ounces of chicken, 150 rice, some asparagus, and mixed veg. So I was so hungry I just ate it. I completely forgot to record and show you guys. I just had the same thing, mustard and hot sauce on there. So I'm gonna wait a few hours now to eat another meal. So yeah, so I got another chicken and rice meal to eat here. And then when I get home, I have 45 grams of cream of rice. I'm gonna do a peanut butter cup. Isolate in there. And then my final meal will be like the little mug cake thing. So I'll do 150 egg whites with a scoop of protein. So yeah, that's was the back and hamstring session was pretty good. Strength held up pretty well. Did 3 plates on RDLs again for a set of 12, and then I got a set of 8. So I'm super happy with that. Myself and Mariah went through some posing, held each pose for 15 seconds. Just really working on, you know, locking the poses in and being as statuesque as possible. Get the judges to have a good look at me. So yeah, that was that, and I'll see you guys when I have meal number 4. Alright, so I'm going to do the stack reveal now and kind of dive into kind of where we started at 20 weeks out and kind of how we got to the point to where we're at. So let's start, I guess, with prior to prep. So before I started prep at 20 weeks out, I had done a cycle before that for my last off-season phase. I'm not really going to get into that, but after that cycle, I did a 10-week cruise on 150 tests a week. And after that was complete, I got my blood work and stuff done, and everything was perfect. I'm going to start it by saying that obviously I'm not a doctor, nor am I promoting this stuff, but you know, I figured I'll just show you guys what I'm doing and educate a little bit. Pretty well versed in this stuff. I did my research. I know what I'm doing, and I'm attempting to do it the safest way possible. So starting at 20 weeks, I didn't start taking anything until 16 weeks out. So I did the first 4 weeks of prep, had some pretty good weight loss. It's about 4 or 5 pounds in the first 4 weeks by just pretty much cleaning up the diet. I didn't add anything. Started prep at 20 weeks out at 242. And then at 16 weeks out, I just added in 450 milligrams of testosterone a week. It's not really a magic number or anything like that. It was just because I was doing 150 once a week for like a cruise dose of TRT. So I like doing 3 shots a week, less side effects. So I just increased that to 450. That's 150 per shot, 3 times a week. So yeah, that's where I started, was 450 test. So that's where I started, and then we added in 25 micrograms of T3 at 14 weeks out. So it's just a thyroid hormone, which just increases metabolism. It helps get the fat loss process really going. So we added that in at 14 weeks out. And then we added in 80 micrograms of clenbuterol at 12 weeks out. And then we added in Mastron, which is a DHT derivative. So we just started out with 100 milligrams 3 times per week. So that's 300 milligrams total a week. So that was at 12 weeks out. And then I didn't add anything else in. The key with adding compounds and stuff is you don't want to add it all at once. It's really hard to navigate side effects and how you respond to things if you just do a kitchen sink approach and just kind of start everything at one time. You kind of just want to slowly introduce compounds and assess how you feel and look for side effects and all that stuff. So we started with the test at 20 weeks out, at 16 weeks out, and then we added in T3 at 14 weeks out, Clen at 12 weeks out, and then 300 total Mastron a week at 12 weeks out as well. 8 weeks out, we added in 50 milligrams of Tren 3 times per week for a total of 150. Obviously, Tren is very toxic to the body, kidneys, brain, etc. So if you're going to be messing with that stuff, you got to do minimum dose required, and 150 is plenty. So we started with that at 8 weeks out, 3 shots a week of 50 milligrams a shot. And then we started 6 weeks out, we started adding in the only oral I'm taking right now, which is, we added in 50 milligrams of Winstrol at 6 weeks out. Obviously, orals are very liver toxic. It's not something you want to be doing. I wouldn't even touch orals in the off season. Strictly for prep, 6 weeks out was a perfect time for that. So we added in 50 milligrams of Winstrol at 6 weeks out. 5 weeks out, we upped the Tren to 200. That was the highest I've taken it, and that's the highest I'm comfortable taking, and that's the highest I need to take. Like I said, Tren's very toxic. There's no need to, like I see guys doing, 500-600 a gram. You're just asking for trouble. And you're going to get side effects. You're going to get prolactin sides, and you're going to have to be taking SERMs and Caber and stuff, which you don't want to be doing any of that. If you can avoid AIs and SERMs, which are selective estrogen receptor modulators, you do that if possible. You don't want to be taking things to mitigate side effects of other things when you can just reduce your doses. If you have a good stack design, you don't need to be taking all the stuff to help mitigate side effects. You can just set it up properly, and you won't have to worry about that. So yeah, we increased the Tren to 200 at 5 weeks out, and then we didn't do anything else besides 4 weeks out. We increased the Mastron from 300 to 450. That was just shots of 150 per shot, 3 times per week. And then 3 weeks out for the final push, we increased T3 from 25 micrograms per day to 37.5 per day. So that was just a small little jump there, just to kind of get the last little bit of fat off. So my current stack is 450 test, 450 Mastron, 200 milligrams a week of Tren, 50 milligrams of Winstrol per day, 37.5 micrograms of T3, and then 80 micrograms of Clen. So with the Clen, we're doing 2 days on, 1 day off. Clen obviously elevates your heart rate, can cause heart damage, so it's not stuff you want to be doing too much and at too high of dose. So 80 was a perfect sweet spot for me, gets the job done. So I don't really need to go any more than that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing's going to change now from here to show day. Obviously, you take out your injectables as you get closer to the show because you don't want any inflammation from shots and whatnot. So yeah, nothing crazy. Pretty generic stack design. Obviously, the goal with this design was to keep the total androgen load below 1.5 grams. That's plenty. Obviously, this is just a regional show, so I'm not, competing at Olympia or a high caliber show, so I just needed the bare minimum to kind of get me there. Obviously, you can get away with doing less than this, and I'm not condoning you do this, but I wanted to bring a good look, and I'm pretty serious about bodybuilding and how I want to present myself on stage. So I'm comfortable with what I'm doing. Obviously, if I wasn't comfortable with this, I wouldn't be doing it. Yeah, I take plenty of health subs, pretty good on that end. My blood work is always good, so I don't have any issues on that department. So yeah, this is just what I'm currently doing. Like I said, I don't condone this, or nor do I promote it. But if you're going to do it, you're going to do it. So I might as well just educate a little bit. Yeah, like I said, don't use the kitchen sink approach where you throw in everything at once. Kind of plan your stuff out. You need a test base, so you're crashing your testosterone, your natural production. So you need the test base to every cycle. It's good to add a DHT derivative like Mastron, and then if you feel like you want to, you can add a 19 Nor. I wouldn't use Tren unless it's a contest prep. I would never touch that stuff in the off season. Like I said, very toxic. It's just something that you just don't do unless you need to. And the dose, 200 milligrams a week, is plenty for me. I don't need to go any higher than that. That gets the job done. So yeah, that's the stack design. Nothing too crazy. So plans post show. So obviously, as soon as the show is done, I do my normal post cycle routine. I'll go and donate blood or dump blood and get my blood work done. Make sure everything is good. Head into a cruise or health phase. Go back to 150 milligrams a week for 10 to 12 weeks, get blood work done again, and see where we're at. And I have no doubts it'll be all good because I take care of myself pretty good. And then after that, we'll start the off season and decide what we want to do. Obviously, in the off season, it's not so much about drugs; it's more about food. So, food's the priority. You can get away with doing very little drugs in the off season if you program your food properly and you utilize food as a tool for growth. Don't go slacking in the off season and expect to make up lost ground with drugs. That'll get you nowhere. Your body fat's high, your sodium intake's high, so you're just asking for trouble on that front. So yeah, this is my stack design, and that's it.
Go to bed, buddy. I'll tuck you in a bit. The universe.
All right. So meal number 4 is in the microwave. So like I said, 6 ounces of chicken, 150 rice and veg. I'm also watching Yellowstone. If you made it this far in the video, not sure why the subtitles are in French, but if you made it this far in the video, comment Yellowstone in the comments. I just started watching this probably about a week ago, and I'm on season 2, episode 2. My parents told me about it actually, and they said it was like the best show going. So I had to check it out. It was a little hard to get into, I'll admit. It's not my normal watch. If you like cowboys and westerns and ranches and murder, it's good for you. But I'm on season 2 now, and it's actually getting pretty good. So I think there's like 4 or 5 seasons or something. I'm not too sure. But I'll probably end up just watching that. Yeah, so I'm gonna watch a little bit of this, eat that meal, and then that's pretty much it. I'll chill out, work on a little content probably, and then I'm gonna go home and eat. And me and Carly are carving pumpkins tonight. We went to Lester's farm a couple days ago now, but we've both been so busy. She's been busy with school, and I've been busy with work and training and posing and all that stuff. So we haven't had a chance to carve them yet, so we're going to do that tonight. I'm probably going to do a little bit of posing tonight as well. So lately what I've been doing is just putting in headphones, turning on a posing playlist, and kind of just posing. It's kind of the best way to do it in my opinion. After you turn on some music and it has a good flow to it, you kind of just get in a rhythm and you just kind of just freestyle it, and you get good at poses and you get to see what kind of poses work for you. So I'm going to do that, and my tripod also came today, my camera tripod. So I'll do a little unboxing of that, show you what it looks like. Yeah, very helpful. Good for gym footage and kind of just ideal to set up like on the counter while I'm shooting videos and stuff. Because otherwise you gotta lay your camera somewhere, or you gotta hold it in your hand, which is quite inconvenient. So we have the camera tripod. I also have a new book coming. So if you like Jordan Peterson, definitely check out the first book, which is the 12 Rules of Life. Very sophisticated language in the book. If you know how Jordan Peterson talks, you kind of understand why. But this is the second book. So I read the first book a while ago. So this is called Beyond Order, which is the black covered one, which from what I've heard is better, and it's a little more like dark and grim. So it'll be a good little read. I'm going to dedicate myself to reading at least a chapter a day. So I find myself, I'm pretty busy with like doing client stuff and school, but I do find myself just sitting down sometimes on my phone doing nothing, scrolling TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Could be using that time more wisely, so I'm going to hammer down and devote. I used to do it all the time. I used to read a lot, so I'm going to get back into it, read a chapter a day. And maybe like first thing in the morning, kind of just set my day up right, and you always feel good, when you start the day doing something right. So I'm definitely going to give that a read. It should be in a couple days, so I can't wait to get that. Yeah, so that's pretty much prep in a nutshell. You just keep going on Amazon or like going to the mall and buying stuff you don't need. Well, I wouldn't say you don't need it, but just stuff that you wouldn't normally get, because you don't get any dopamine from food, and your routine is so standardized every day that like there's nothing fun happening really. So you just spend your money on stuff, and it's fun, it keeps you occupied, something to look forward to. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, so I'm gonna eat this meal, watch an episode of Yellowstone, and then I'll see you when I get home. Alright, the bag is secured. I'm gonna go in and open this now. Alright, so here is the tripod. Let's crack it open. Little case. Very nice, very nice. And here we go. Yeah, it's the same one Ryan has. I think this is orange. Right now, this one says Amazon Basics. Yeah, so I'm gonna get this set up, and yeah, I'll show you the cream rice meal. Alright, so Carly is stirring up the cream of rice there. So pro tip from Carly is you should stir it up in 15-second intervals. And that way it makes it nice and fluffy and the texture is better. So we got the cream of rice here, 45 grams of cream of rice, strawberries, cinnamon, and salt. We got Winnie on the table. Also, side note, I picked up these today from Synergy. So I'm an athlete there, so I get 4 free products a month. So I've tried this before, phenomenal pump product, Access Ledge Hydraulic. And then something I haven't tried before is the Ghost Legend. I got this in a pretty cool flavor. Sour Patch Kids Red Berry. Cool thing about Ghost is they actually collab with these companies, so these are like the real deal. So yeah, something like sweet, you know, at the end of prep to try something new. So I'm gonna give this one a whirl. I'll probably stack these together tomorrow and see how it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go eat this meal, and I'll see you now for meal number 6.
Johnny, just put that drifter on it.
Alright, so I got the last meal here. So 2 whole eggs, 250 egg whites, some asparagus, hot sauce, and mustard. So that is going to clue up this video. So that was 6 meals on a refeed day. Yeah, so I got check-ins again tomorrow. Show Morgan how I'm looking after some higher carbs and see where we go from there. I feel like I'm going to be lighter tomorrow. Definitely feeling a little leaner, so we shall see. Maybe I'll get another refeed in a couple days. But yeah, that's it for this one. And be sure to subscribe, like, and yeah, thanks.